Hello and welcome to Potterwatch from Page to Screen, episode 16. I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Lucy.
I always say that like I'm questioning. I'm Elizabeth. Am I? Today we'll be chatting about our opinions on the romantic relationships within the Harry Potter universe, but this isn't
Ooh.
including Fantastic Beasts.
Mm. You
Just
say
Harry
that
Potter.
as if, I don't know. Do you have something against Fantastic Beasts?
No, I just thought because
Yeah.
the main one is Jacob and Queenie and their story isn't
Mm.
quite done yet, so it's
Yeah.
quite
Oh,
weird
that's true.
to
None of it's kind
yeah.
of
I was like,
finished.
oh, I really want to do Jacob and Queenie, but then I thought, well, their relationship is a really awkward moment right now, so
Yeah.
um
That's a good point.
yeah, so I thought we'd hold off on that.
Mm. Oh,
Yeah.
we should definitely do. I mean, I don't know how long it's going to be now, but when all the new Fantastic Beasts movies come out, we should
hmm
definitely do, like, I guess,
Just a full
reviews of them.
review. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, good
yeah.
idea.
So yeah, last time we talked about Mina Lima's special edition, illustrated edition of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, which
Sorry.
was amazing.
I'm gonna
Sorry.
guess that it was amazing because we're actually recording this before we've recorded that episode because
Yeah,
I haven't got
yeah,
my copy yet, but I'm
I
guessing it's
have,
gonna be
and it's
incredible.
incredible and magical and beautiful, and I can't wait to record that. But before we begin, let's have our questions from out of the sorting hat. Today I'll be having a Harry Potter question, and Elizabeth's will be completely random.
Okay, so I guess I'm gonna go first. Oh,
Yes.
it's actually quite a standard one.
Hmm.
If you could instantly learn any instrument, which one and why? Just like straight
Hmm.
off the bat, you're Mozart, you know.
Mm. Mm.
Well, I'm not sure. Did Mozart play or just compose? I don't know. But you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay, the first thing that comes to mind is electric guitar,
Oh,
because that would be
really?
really cool. I've
Yeah.
always really wanted to learn to play the bass for some reason, or like
hmm
guitar.
you
Or
really seem like if you're in a rock band, you'd be bass, but if you're in like
yeah.
an orchestra, you'd definitely be like cello.
Oh, I
Cello.
see. Oh no! Oh my gosh! The Wonder Woman theme tune is played on the electric cello. How cool
What?
is that? Yeah,
Like
that's really cool.
piano guys, they use the electric cello a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. I
Nice.
actually recently have been thinking about learning drums. I feel like if I was in a band, I would be the drummer or the bassist.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know why. I just feel like I have that vibe.
Yeah,
So
you do.
probably like
Like
bass.
chill, low key kind of
Yeah, and
vibe.
a lot of my favorite songs, like just off the top of my head, I feel like I have a lot of favorite songs that are my favorite because of the bass, like the bass line.
Right. Yeah.
Like a lot of Queen songs are so
Yes.
great because of the bass line.
Yes.
Um,
Definitely. I like in like Harry Potter soundtracks as well. They have a lot of like um I'm in Hedwig's theme, every time it comes on, I'm like, wait for it. Double bass. Oh, it's so good. The
yeah,
double bass in Hedwig's theme is so good.
I'd probably go bass, or I don't know. I feel like I should go for something more interesting.
I
What
think
about you?
double
What
bass
would
is
you?
really interesting. My
Yeah.
my answer is going to be incredibly generic and boring. I'd totally go for the piano
Mm,
because we've got one in our home and it's just
it's
sitting there
convenient.
collecting dust. Yeah. I I have a ukulele and I'm nowhere near like amazing at it, but I can do what I want to be able to do on it.
Right.
So that's
I feel
fine.
like ukulele, no one's like a. I mean, I'm sure people are, but ukulele is almost like a jump point, like for string instruments more
Yeah.
than something that people kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I do know. I used to watch a lot of Ukulele Oversoul on YouTube, although I don't think he does a lot anymore, but he does a lot of ukulele covers, and they're like incredible. Um,
Mm,
like they make the ukulele an actual instrument instead of like a
right.
stepping stone instrument.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, mostly it's like if you want to play guitar and you're too small, play ukulele.
Mm,
Which doesn't make any sense because although you get like the feel of like what you're doing with your hands,
Mm.
the whole way ukuleles and guitars work as like musically is just completely different. Completely different. But
Mm.
anyway, it kind of makes sense for like technique, I guess. But
Mm.
yeah, I think piano as well, like I want to be able to like play with both hands. I can play
Mm.
almost anything very, very slowly with my right hand.
Yeah.
But
Very slowly.
yeah, well, I was just gonna say like I can play anything with my right hand, but that sounds really big-headed. What I mean is I can read treble clef music and I know where the notes are on the piano,
Mm.
and I can play it slightly competently. But I really want to like jazz it up with my right hand. Yeah, and I want to
Mm.
like listen to a song and think, ah, I could play that on the piano and just like jam it out, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, I think I'd do
Nice.
piano.
Cool. Well, we'll start a bass piano duo.
Yeah. I wonder what that would sound like. Maybe that would be
Yeah,
cool.
I don't know. Or electric guitar and piano, maybe.
Ooh, yeah, yeah. Oh,
Um,
if you like electric guitar, you should listen
mm,
to Sung Ha Jung on YouTube.
okay.
I don't know whether he's doing much anymore, but he's got loads of videos that you can
Mm,
watch. Um, I'll Instagram you because
okay.
they're really cool. It's
Nice,
like
nice.
electric guitar being played like a classical guitar.
Right.
There we go.
Just as a overall warning, you are cutting out kind of frequently, and usually it's quite
Yeah,
quick, and I can kind of make out what you're saying.
you are as
But in
well.
case if you like make a comment and I don't respond or like don't laugh and it's funny, it's probably because you just froze for a second.
Okay,
Just as
yeah, same here.
okay, okay. Imagine I'm like, oh, did I freeze? And you're just like, no, you're just not
No,
funny.
it's just not funny.
Yeah. So my question, I mentioned this before. I don't know if I've asked it, but it's my last one. I need to think of some more. I don't think I have.
You've been
Anyway,
pretty good at deleting them recently.
yeah, yeah. So you have to choose parents from the Harry Potter universe. They don't
Uh-huh.
have to be like,
Of parental age.
yeah, and they also don't have to be an existing couple.
Okay, right, right.
And it doesn't have to be mum dad. You can have two dads, two mums.
Okay,
But
right. So
who are your
basically any two.
any two
Yeah.
have to be your
Okay.
parents?
Ooh, that's interesting. Can they be dead? Like, can I choose Lily or James? Not that I would,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
okay.
yeah. They can be dead.
I'm just gonna look down my list here. What do I value in a parent? I don't know. What
Mm.
do you have any
No, as always, I have not thought about this whatsoever.
can I
Um,
include Fantastic Beasts? Because I think probably Newt would be
yeah.
probably one of them.
Okay. Interesting.
Because I really like Newt's version of masculinity.
Mm.
And I think that could I think it would be really, really useful for a boy, but I think his version of like what fatherhood would look like would really go well with a girl as well. I don't know,
Mm.
go well with me in general.
Mhm.
Because I'm kind of, I used to say that I was I don't know why I'm chuckling slightly because it's not to like slander anyone who is bigender, but I used to say that I was bigender, and now I've just realised that I'm just not a girly girl.
Mm.
But I think like Newt is kind of like that.
I was actually that reminds me because I kind of went through a bit with like I was reading an interview with oh my gosh, Miley Cyrus actually, which
Hmm.
seems like a strange person to name drop, but she was talking about how for a while she was like questioning whether she was like non-binary or
Hmm.
trans,
I
but
think a lot of
actually,
people do.
yeah,
Yeah.
but basically what she was saying was that what she actually was experiencing was like frustration with the box that like women are put in, if that makes sense, and
Hmm.
like the
Yeah. That's
expectations
totally
that
what I was
come
going
with
through as well.
right. And I imagine a lot of people like experience that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's a good. I think he'd be
Yeah.
a good
Like
dad for
every gender has its own spectrum. But yeah, and I feel like, me and Roman liked each other from the off because he wasn't incredibly masculine and I'm not incredibly feminine, so we're just kind of both in the same place. And I feel like Newt is the same. I don't know who else I would choose. Maybe someone fun
I
like Fred or George or someone, or like
Yeah.
very
See, here's
sensible
the
like
thing. I was thinking
Hermione.
about Tonks, but I feel like I
Oh,
would want Tonks to be my like fun aunt or
yeah, I
like
was just about
fun
to say like
friend
she's
of
a bit too fun.
yeah. Yeah.
I need
I'd
someone
probably go
responsible.
oh, wait, hang on. I was I was about to say one and I realised I mean we said they didn't have to be they can just be my parental figures. I was gonna say
Yeah,
Molly and Bill.
oh,
And I
oh,
was like,
right,
oh
yeah.
hang on, but
That's a bit
um
weird, but I
but
can totally see
yeah,
where you're going with what
yeah.
you're
I
going
feel
with
like
even.
yeah,
You
I
could
feel like
say,
my
oh,
mum is
but
quite
Ginny
similar
and
to
Bill would
Molly.
be just as weird. I was just about to say, you
Also
could say
weird.
Ginny and Bill.
Yeah. I feel like Bill would be
Yeah,
a
he's kind
good
of
kind
the
of
same.
dad.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. I can get behind that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Mrs. Weasley just really reminds me of my mum.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of mother, very, very fierce mother type. hmm
I would kind of love Fleur.
I
I
was
don't know
just about
Fleur
to
as a
say, I was
mum.
like, I would really like Fleur
And
for a mum.
I think actually she is also very similar to Mrs. Weasley.
Yes. Oh,
And it
yeah.
really bothers me that they have this whole thing of like not liking each other because it
Well,
just doesn't make any sense
I think people do that a lot when they
when they're
think, oh,
similar.
yeah, when they're too similar. Like, when we said last episode, well, so I'm referencing episode 13 because that's the one we last recorded. But in episode 13, when you mentioned that people are starting to ship McGonagall and Madam Pince, and I said, I thought you were going to say Pince and, oh no, not McGonagall and Pince, McGonagall
Oh,
and
and Pomfrey.
Pomfrey, and I thought you were going to say Pince and Pomfrey. Ha, Pince and Pomfrey. And I think theirs relationship would be very like that because they're so similar, just two similar Pince and Pomfrey. Um, yeah, I think I'd go for like Newt
Newton
Scamander
Fleur.
and like Fleur or Ginny or like Angelina, someone like that, like really
Oh, and
like,
yeah.
yeah,
I think I'm gonna go Bill and Fleur. And I know
okay,
I said they don't have to be
no,
like a mum, but
but
I just think they'd be really
that,
cool,
yeah,
like chill but good parents.
yeah, I
Sorry
actually
if you can
agree.
hear my brother playing ukulele in the background, but okay.
I didn't know he played ukulele. Oh,
Well,
actually,
he's like learning.
okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know, you might be able to hear in
I
the
can hear.
recording.
Yeah,
'Cause
probably.
yeah.
This episode is brought to you by ukulele.com. Um, I agree.
Hashtag ad.
Yeah, I agree with you with Bill and Fleur, but I'm just gonna go with Newt Scamander and Ginny, just so I don't copy.
Okay.
And
Nice.
I'm a big Newt. I hate the word stan, but I'm a big Newt stan.
Mm,
So I find it very cringy, the word stan, but I mean, I don't know what else to use.
yeah.
I really like that character. And I can see why, whether it's true or not, that J.K. Rowling was like, well, he was my favorite character that wasn't written at all, that she just thought about. And now that we've experienced him as a character, I'm like, yes, I can totally see why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okie dokes.
All
Well,
right. Well, thank you
there we
for
go.
that question. Um, so this is just going to be a super chill episode. But I did have I did a bit of like background research, just so we would have like something to go off of. So I'm in a number of Harry Potter Facebook pages, and I asked one of them. I listed like every single romantic relationship that I could possibly think of. I went on the wiki. I went through all the books. I did them all, apart from I was going to include the Bloody Baron and Helena Ravenclaw. But I was like, that's going too far.
Yeah.
So I included all the ones that are like canon and mentioned in the series, and I asked people to like with the voting function on Facebook pages to vote for their favorite, and I told them that they could vote for more than one if they couldn't decide. So I thought just for the start I could go through that. And I did actually include the Bloody Baron and Helena Ravenclaw. There, it's at the bottom. There you go. I'm just going to read out the whole list and where everyone ranks.
Oh, okay. I was going to say you could go from like, but are you going bottom to top?
I can go bottom to top, yeah.
I just feel like that would, I don't know,
Be a bit more exciting.
a bit more tension. Yeah.
So, I didn't put these on, but we might be talking about these, so I'll mention them. I have included in our doc, because me and Lucy share a doc for, just notes and things. So I put on couples that either didn't like fully happen, like we don't know that they're canon, or are just not canon and not like mentioned slightly but not confirmed. And those three are Draco and Pansy, Neville and Luna, obviously only mentioned in the films, not in the books, and Lily and Snape. So these are the ones that are like constantly disputed, like did they happen, did they not happen, etc., etc.
It's kind of like not canon, but like kind of is.
Yeah. I mean, I think the least canon of them all is Neville and Luna, just because they're only mentioned in the films.
Only in the films, yeah.
Yeah, and that actually, I don't know about you, but that really annoyed me when that happened.
I thought it was quite sweet.
I thought it was
I quite
sweet, but I
liked
was
it.
like, everyone always says that they would go well together. Like, it doesn't take a genius to put those two together. Anyway, it's like them like shipping them, and because they're like
Yeah.
a very like accepted ship, they like are able to put it in there anyway. Sorry. So then all the people that didn't get even one vote whatsoever, I'll say those first. These are, surprise, surprise, the Bloody Baron and Helena Ravenclaw. Although their tale is really good. Their story is really good. Yeah. Dumbledore and Grindelwald, no surprises there. Petunia and Vernon, Cedric and Cho.
I find that kind of surprising.
I find Cedric and Cho not getting any votes surprising as well. Yeah. I mean, it could be down to the fact that I did have to put these in a list and people had to like scroll them down. So maybe they were just at the end of the list and they didn't bother to look. I don't know. But anyway, these are like, in these pages, these are like hardcore fans. So I'd imagine people would be like scrolling down and looking at them all before deciding. But anyway, yeah, that does surprise me. Another one that surprised me is Percy and Penelope. I really like, even though it's not like properly in there, I just love the idea.
It's like a funny subplot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cho and Michael Corner, Harry and Cho, Ginny and Michael Corner, and Ginny and Dean. I actually really enjoyed Ginny and Dean. Well, the
Yeah, me
idea of
too.
Ginny and Dean.
Yeah, I guess we didn't really see them at all.
We just know that they snogged a bit. That's it. So the three couples that got one vote are Draco and Astoria, Ron and Lavender, which really surprised me. I was like, why did anyone vote for Ron and Lavender? And another surprise is Lucius and Narcissa got a vote.
I thought they would get more.
Really? I didn't.
I know there are a lot of like Malfoy, although to be fair, what is the kind of, this group is kind of like, it's like millennial. I feel like
It's kind of my age, like around my age, I feel like. Kind of
I think
between 20 and 40, but can go further. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of the kind of like Gen Z fandom, I suppose, that that seem to be obsessed with. Well, or maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only someone that's just obsessed with the whole kind of like Black family, like Marauders era, but the
I do
Malfoys
agree with you, but like in a relationship, I just don't. I don't like
so.
Lucius and Narcissa.
It does feel kind of toxic.
Yeah.
I mean they're Death Eaters, so
yeah.
Well, not Narcissa, but
Lucius is a Death Eater. and that kind of throws things off.
Throws the balance off a little bit.
Yeah, just a little. Like he's only in like one of the darkest cults on the planet, so yeah. But I do really like Narcissa. Like Narcissa is one of my favorite characters, and I wish she was written
She's really
about
cool.
more.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree.
so maybe that's
Oh,
why.
oh
Oh,
my god.
oh my gosh. Lucy's light just flickered off without her doing anything.
If I suddenly go
Ooh.
silent, it's because I've been eaten.
Okay. Stranger
Oh my
Things, here
god.
we go.
Yeah, that was scary.
That's weird. Maybe the wire just went a bit
Yeah, I
funny.
guess so. Anyway,
Hmm. So yeah, I think
I'm
Narcissus
glad that didn't
probably
happen when I was
the
by myself.
yeah.
Sorry, yeah, Karen.
I'm a witness.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just gonna say I think Narcissa is the reason why that couple got a
Right.
vote.
Yeah, I agree with you
So
there.
then there's three couples that got two votes, and these are Neville and Hannah. That's Hannah Abbott. Who, for people who haven't read the books, that's the canon like marriage that is in the 19 years later. And then Hagrid and Olymp, which I find really cute, and Hermione and Crumb. So those are the ones that got two votes. I think that makes sense to me. Then we skip three votes, and the next one is four votes, and that's Fred and Angelina. And then just ahead with five votes is George and Angelina.
Do we want to talk about this now? This whole
I mean,
strange
we've
dynamic?
we've kind of mentioned it before. Or have we mentioned it on the podcast before?
I think it was just us
Oh, okay.
talking about it.
Well, do you want to go first, or shall I?
Okay. Of the two, I really, in my mind, in my kind of own like personal canon, I feel like Fred and Angelina would, I mean, I feel like there's that couple in high school who always like dated, but they weren't really, like they were just mates and ended up dating because everyone was like, oh, are you guys dating? And then they were kind of like, oh, I guess we might as well
Yeah.
be in a relationship, but they're still always just kind of mates. Like I feel like Fred and Angelina have a very similar energy
Yeah.
that is like makes them great friends. And I feel like George and Angelina work really well as a couple, and I think they'd be like great parents. I think they long term would work great. It is a bit strange because they're identical twins.
Yeah,
It's a bit
so
weird.
I completely agree with everything apart from the fact that, like, why would Angelina, like, her boyfriend has just died, and then I don't know how quickly she moves on, but, like, then she just is like, right, well, you look exactly the same, so I might as well just go for you. And it's strange, like, why would you write that? Like, J.K. Rowling wrote that. That's a choice she made. Like
Yeah.
maybe it could happen in real life and it's just weird and coincidences happen and they're both healing and when they're both healing they find each other, but like why would you write that? It's very odd.
Oh, you know what I could see? Angelina and Lee Jordan.
I feel like their energy is too similar though.
I don't know. Yeah, I think Fred and Angelina definitely like the whole like Fred and George and Lee Jordan, like Angelina, that whole kind of group. I feel like I'm way more invested in them than I am in like Harry, Ron, and Hermione. Like,
Yeah,
I
like
really love their
they're the
little
kind of
friendship.
marauder group.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
for sure.
Shall I carry on? Do you have
Yeah,
any more to
yeah.
say?
No,
Okay,
I just love
also,
Fred and George.
yeah, me too. Also with five votes along with George and Angelina is Luna and Rolf Scamander, which I love. I love that pairing so much, even though we don't have a clue what Rolf Scamander is like. But I'm just like, he's probably just exactly the same as Newt Scamander. Isn't he like the great-great-grandson
I
or
think it's maybe just great.
just great? Oh yeah,
Wait, hang on, let me think.
Newt was in
No, it might be
Dumbledore's
great,
time.
great. Oh no, it's just great. Yeah, yeah.
Because Dumbledore is like, what is he? About 100 when he
No.
dies?
Well, I'm just going off myself. If I'm like 20 years, no, Yeah, I'm like just over. I'm like 23 years younger than like the Harry Potter characters. 22
Hmm.
years younger than Luna, and like my great grandparents. Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, we
Okay.
could just Google it. I don't know why we're like doing all this maths.
Yeah. Shall I just Google it?
Yeah.
Who is Rolf Scamander? Oh, just grandfather.
Oh.
Rolf Scamander was a British wizard in the employment of the Daily Prophet who followed in the footprints of his famous grandfather and became a magizoologist.
Mm.
Oh, and
That's
Luna and Rolf had two sons called Lorcan and Lysander.
Lysander. Mm.
I didn't know
I went
that.
through a bit of a when I was like a young Tumblr Harry Potter fan. I went through a bit of a like second generation characters phase where I don't know.
I was totally in the when I was a young Tumblr nerd. I was totally in the Marauders.
Oh, Marauders.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. I'm slowly. There's this fan fiction. I don't know if you've read it. It's called All the Young Dudes.
No,
That
oh, I'll have
it's
to
kind
look it
of
up.
been accepted as like the canon of the Marauders time.
Ooh, have you
And I'm
listened to the oh, I just literally Googled all the young dudes and of course it comes up with the song by David
oh
Bowie. Have you listened to the fan fiction episode from Swish and Flick?
no,
Well,
I have not.
they oh, who is it who writes fan fiction?
I
Katie.
honestly don't know who's who. So
Yeah. It was a really sweet episode, and Katie read out some of the fan fiction that she's read and written, and she wrote loads about the Marauders, and it's kind of like most of them are not shippy in any way, and then
mm,
one of them is like extremely casual wolf starship, but
right,
not like
weird.
proper, yeah, not
Mm,
weird, yeah. Um, and it's so good. I was like, yeah,
mm,
this is what they would be like. But yeah,
oh.
I'll definitely give that a go. I love
I mean,
them.
I don't know if it's any good. I've not read any of it, but it's kind of I don't know. It seems like people have just accepted that.
Oh wow, it's like
Um,
500,000 years
yeah,
years words long.
it's like the length of the Harry Potter
Oh,
books.
okay, so it does have it has Wolfstar in it. So
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
interesting that that it's been taken on. I mean, Wolfstar has been like taken on as
yeah,
kind of canon now.
absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
well, I feel like when we've gone through these,
We
we'll do
should
like a
go through
second section of like
ships.
non-canon,
Yeah.
non-canon ships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we skip right on to Lily and James with 11 votes. And then Bill and Fleur have 15 votes. With 24 votes, we've got Harry and Ginny.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah, so they're the fourth from the top.
Mm,
I think that's down to the film. I think it was just the books, they would like
mm.
probably be second or first.
Yeah,
Um,
I love book Harry and Ginny so
yes,
much,
yes,
but
me too.
their like future, like it really bothers me that I mean I don't know where this is confirmed or if this maybe is just like fan speculation, but like Ginny joins the Holyhead Harpies,
Yeah,
but
it's
only
on
for a couple of
Potterwatch.
years. Yeah,
Yeah.
Potterwatch on
And then she
Potterlore, you mean?
gets oh sorry, yeah. It's on our podcast, which is officially
Which is canon.
licensed by Warner Bros. Yeah, it's on yeah, Pottermore. And it's like confirmed in like a short story that's written about Ginny and Rita Skeeter doing a piece on the
Oh, I
Quidditch
love
World Cup.
that.
It's so good. If any,
Yeah,
I will link it. I'm gonna write down to
yeah.
link it right now because
Hmm.
if somebody hasn't read this and they're in the Harry Potter fandom, it's akin to
Mm.
being in the Harry Potter fandom and not watching a Harry Potter musical. Like you just have to do it.
Yeah, it's
Um,
really, really good. And it's a good if you, as I was and kind of am, really are really like into the kind of 19 years later, like cursed child era, but not cursed child.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, it's just
yeah,
what I
very
needed
good.
when I finished reading, and I needed more. And
Mm.
Pottermore wasn't really a thing, but like when it became a thing, it was just brilliant. It was so good. But yeah, it's confirmed there. What I like to think is that Ginny got pregnant. It was a happy accident. Um, and she chose, because I think I know the reason why you don't particularly like that. And it's the
Yeah.
same reason why I don't like it. And it's like, well, as soon as Ginny gets pregnant, she has to retire. Like, why? And it's
Mm.
probably because, like, her mum is Molly Weasley,
Mm.
like the mummiest mum of all the mums. And I think she
Yeah.
probably is just like, well, I really value my
Want
mum,
that for my children.
and
Yeah.
yeah, I want that for my kids. And Harry is an like probably one of the world's most important auras. Um, so
Mm.
he can't like he could quit his job, but he probably doesn't want to. And Ginny, I hope that it was just her saying,
Right.
I'm totally up for it.
Yeah.
But the like heteronormative gender roles in that
Yeah, and this is what we
relationship is
have to remember,
annoying.
is that it's written by
It's
one
in the
woman,
90s, and yeah,
and
it's
it's
written
yeah,
by
it's
one
in yeah,
woman.
and it's all her kind of views of the world. It just
Yeah, and it's her experience.
yeah,
Like, maybe it's
yeah,
not her
no,
views, but
exactly.
it's her experiences.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I know that
yeah.
obviously everyone knows that J.K. Rowling is quite the feminist, for better or for worse.
Mm.
But we won't get into that.
Air quotes, feminist. Anyway,
Yeah,
anyway.
like
um,
whatever. Like, I don't know.
she's
She calls
very
herself a feminist, a
yeah,
self-proclaimed feminist.
yeah,
It's just reality for some people as well, that that's
yeah,
just what
yeah.
happens. Like me and
Absolutely.
Roman, we always say all the time, if it was down to us and we could like completely choose, I would be working and he would be a stay-at-home dad. But he's got the job with the money, and I'm an artist, so I'm a stay-at-home mum. And he's the one
Yeah,
that,
and I suppose the truth is with Ginny is that she was going to have to retire soon anyway, because all sports people don't
yeah, yeah,
work that
like
long.
the age of retirement for sports people is probably around 30 to 35. It's very young.
Mm, mm.
Um, yeah. But overall, I think Harry is nice to Ginny, and I think Ginny is very respectful
Yeah,
of Harry. Um,
they just have a really cool, like,
yeah.
just like cool relationship. I just love
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Harry and Ginny are great.
So then just above Harry and Ginny is Remus and Tonks.
This surprised me
Me
a lot.
too. Yeah.
I feel like they were not at all like right for each other or
Well, I
happy.
I kind of like them, but I wish that Remus was just a bit more casual. Because I
Mm,
I feel like I don't want to like rain on Remus, because he's one of my favorite characters of the
mm-hmm,
whole Harry
mm-hmm,
Potter
mm-hmm.
universe, including all of them.
Yeah.
Um, but I think like he just needs to get over it, basically. Like every time he's like, oh dear, somebody loves me, boo-hoo. I'm like, come on, loads of people would kill to be in your position. Like,
Oh,
just be loved. Like it,
mm,
and I know that he's like being all selfless about it, but like, one of the scenes that I find so so satisfying is when Harry has a right go at him.
yes,
Yeah,
me too. Yeah.
in number seven, which we won't, maybe we'll go into, I don't know, but
Mm-hmm.
um, in we'll definitely go into it when we do, well, if we do number seven.
Mm.
Yeah, it's
It's
so good,
oh
because it's like, well, like, just because you don't like completely get why your wife loves you and why
mm.
your wife wants to have a son with you,
Yeah, I
doesn't mean you can abandon them completely. Like,
right,
you got
right.
married
It
and
feels
you had sex
very
with that person, so you have to like deal with it
hmm
now.
yeah. It does feel very like one-sided. I think
Yeah,
Tonks like puts so much of herself into it, and then
yeah,
you see with like her Patronus changing and like
yeah,
her just basically getting really depressed because she's just not
yeah.
getting the love she's giving like back out
Hmm.
of it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and also Wolf Star for life.
I know. But I mean, Sirius is very slightly dead.
Very slightly, yeah. Yeah,
Oh.
true, true.
So yeah, I do agree with you though that I'm like, definitely Harry and Ginny over Remus and Tonks, but I just remembered that one scene in the film where they're like reaching for each other, and
Oh my gosh.
it really annoys me because it's like you're not even the castle isn't invaded yet. Just go closer. Like, what are you
Yeah,
doing?
yeah.
But
It doesn't make any sense.
doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But I think everyone is like, oh, that's such a cute moment.
Hmm.
Um,
Like, just
yeah.
take one step to the left,
I
and then and then,
I
like,
know.
anyway,
It doesn't
anyway.
like why. And like the sad part of their relationship, like, well, apart from their relationship, is that
Hmm.
they they die before they can like properly meet their son.
Hmm.
And I think that has, like it's like the X Factor Britain's Got Talent, like if you have a sob story, people are gonna like you more,
Oh,
kind of
that's
thing.
true. Yeah. Wait, this is kind of off topic, but what happens with Teddy? I always forget. Is he kind of like adopted by Harry, or is he
Well,
just
kind of. I don't know who he
like
lives
legally?
with, but I know
Hmm.
that he goes to Harry and Ginny like all the time. Let me just
Okay.
see. Teddy Tonks, where does he live? Oh,
Teddy Lupin.
his name is Edward Tonks.
Mm.
Didn't know that.
Do you mean
Um,
Lupin?
oh yeah, oh, Teddy Lupin. Sorry, yeah. He was raised by Andromeda by Tonks's mum.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that
But
makes
it
sense.
says with the help from his godfather, so with the help of Harry.
Right. Oh, I forget he's the godfather.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I don't know
Right.
who the godmother is, but
Maybe he doesn't have one.
maybe he doesn't.
I feel
Yeah,
like people just kind of they don't really do that properly anymore.
yeah. It's
Anyway,
just like if we die, can you take care of our child?
yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah.
I agree with you what you said earlier though. It's like people like them because it's tragic.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then so they had 25 votes. Then four votes above them with 29 is Ron and Hermione.
How just how do you feel about Ron and Hermione?
Okay, so as a relationship, I really like them. As a married couple, I
Mm,
hate it lots.
mm,
I really, really hate it so
yeah,
much. And I don't get how they're not divorced yet.
yeah. See, my main problem with I like Ron and Hermione.
Yeah, I like them
My
as like a high school relationship. I think we've talked about
mhm,
this on the podcast before.
yeah.
Like, I think they really work well romantically together, but not long term.
Yeah, and also what bothers me is how they kind of I don't like the idea of like all all of them like all the main characters having to marry and have children within the like
Uh-huh.
circle of main characters.
Yeah, yeah, I
It's like
totally, I
really
totally
odd.
agree with that. Yeah,
Like imagine if all your like imagine if your friendship group from high school like 20 years down the line
yeah,
you're all
yeah. That
married
never
within that
happens.
group
It
with
just doesn't
children.
happen.
Yeah, though,
Yeah.
like loads of people. It's like strange, and I can't believe it when people say this, but loads of people carry on relationships from like year 9 and get married,
Mm-hmm.
but not every single one of them.
No.
It just doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense.
Well, that's why I like Harry and Ginny's because it's like, well, Ginny isn't like totally in the
Mm,
circle,
right.
but it is. But like Ron and Hermione, like, come on, like,
Yeah.
I feel like they would. I'm surprised they don't feel like each other the way Emma and Rupert do because Emma and Rupert
Mm,
found the kiss and everything with their relationship so awkward because they felt like brotherly and sisterly
hmm.
love for each other. And it's like you've known each other from like the age 11. I don't know many people. I used to have a crush on like nearly everyone in my high school, but hardly anyone that I knew from the beginning because I'm like, ew, I've just known them for too long.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, but I guess again, that's what works with Harry and Ginny is because they don't really know each other. Um,
When they're, yeah.
yeah. But yeah, anyway, yeah, Ron and Hermione. And I don't, this is an aside, like this isn't about their relationship, but I really don't like that they basically have a mini Ron and a mini Hermione. Um, that really
You mean
annoys
like their
me.
children?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I'm with you there. Also, oh, hang on, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh,
So who,
I.
you know,
Sorry,
you
what?
carry on.
Okay,
That
okay.
was really rude of me. You should go.
Oh, okay. Thanks. I was just going to say, this is kind of moving into us talking about like non-canon
Uh-huh.
relationships in a second, but I I want to add that because I don't love Ron and Hermione as like ultimate. I don't want to use the word endgame, but endgame, like
Have
that.
children kind of relationship.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't mean I think Hermione should have been with Harry. I just think she should have been with someone else or just stayed single for a while. As in, I feel like a lot of people when they say, "Oh, I don't like Ron and Hermione,"
Or
then go on to say
because,
because I think Hermione should have been with Harry,
yeah.
and that's
But
not at all my reasoning.
yeah, I agree, but I think Hermione and Harry worked way better than Hermione and Ron.
Yeah.
But I like that's
Well,
not the reason
actually,
why I don't like Hermione and Ron.
no, I don't think they would work well together. I think it would just be like weird because they're,
They're
I
more
don't
like
know.
brother and sister. Like they have a very
Yeah.
close, like Harry and Ron and Harry and Hermione. Those two bit like uh, friendships are very close friendships. And then Ron and Hermione, because they like each other, are just a little bit awkward. Um,
Although, I think, I can't remember if I mentioned this before, a while ago I heard someone point out that because the books are from Harry's point of view and for the most part the movies, most of the time when it's just Ron and Hermione together, you just don't see.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so,
yeah. I can see that. But then it's like J.K. Rowling could have written like nicer moments
yeah,
between.
no, that's true.
It was just like clash, 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 and then they're
Mm.
suddenly together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Although,
Like,
you
because it's
know,
convenient.
yeah, I feel
So
like
with the
I'm
last
being
two
a bit of a
left.
hypocrite here though, because am super into love-hate relationships, and from like hate to love relationships.
Like
Um,
Drarry.
yeah, like all of the like a lot of my favorite rom-coms are like from enemies to lovers kind of
Right,
thing.
right.
I just think that that's a really interesting way of going about things. Um, but with Ron and Hermione, they're not enough enemies for me to be like,
Right,
yeah.
right. I
They're
see
just this
that.
weird, like they're weird, like in the middle. Oh,
Mm.
it's just weird. Anyway, but like, if you disagree with me or with Lucy, comment. What do you think
You
about
said
Ron and
comment
Hermione?
kind of strangely.
Oh, comment.
Comment!
Comment. Do you think they're endgame? Like, do you like their children?
Because
Do
a
you
lot of
like?
people do like their children.
Well, you know, do you like that they had a mini like perfect like mini Hermione, mini? Oh, I can't wait to have little mini yous and me's running around, kind of thing. Anyway, so yeah, that's how we feel about Ron. Do you want to say any more about who do you if you could pick other partners for Ron and Hermione, who would you pick?
Uh, See, this is the thing. The main reason they bug me is because they are like the final rule of like everyone ending up together. So I just would want them to like meet someone, like like Hermione can meet someone at her job wherever she goes on to work, and like Ron can,
Yeah.
I don't know, like he's helping George with the joke shop, isn't he? So like maybe someone like a customer comes in and he like asks her out for a
Yeah.
butterbeer, and they're just
I think this is why Luna and Rolf work so much because we know Luna really well, and then it brings in a character that we don't know at all.
right. Oh, you know what? I really love the idea of some like Muggle mum coming in with her kid to like buy stuff for Hogwarts and like popping into Weasley's Wizard Wheezes,
Yeah.
and Ron seeing her and helping her and like really fancying her and then like asking her out, and he's like there, he's a bit older, he hasn't really like settled down yet, and then like
Yeah.
imagine him bringing her home to Mr. Weasley, and he's just like so excited to have a
Yeah.
Muggle in the house.
I was just about to say, I would really like to see Ron with a Muggle and Hermione with like a wizard, like I don't know how to explain it. Oh, like a ministry official, like really
Yeah.
famous wizard. Because like they're Ron's pureblood, Hermione's Muggle-born. That would be really, and like with Mr. Weasley. Oh, that would be so cute. I feel like I really want to write that as a fan fiction now. Maybe I'm gonna type it. I'm gonna put it at the bottom. Ron and Muggle Mum fan fiction. I don't often do. The only fan fiction I've ever written, apart from embarrassing ones as a teenager that I'm just not going to mention at all, is one about Voldemort. So it'd be nice to have a nicer one in my arsenal. Okay, so Ron and Hermione with 29 votes is second. Can I get a drum roll? First is Molly and Arthur
Yay!
with 61 votes.
That's more than double
More than
the one
double.
before.
Yeah. Which it initially surprised me. Then I was like, yeah, okay, I can totally see that. Yeah, they are just like, it
They're
really
like
reminded
cute.
me of that part in was it number 7, when they're doing like the code words because they don't trust anyone,
Yeah.
and
Oh.
he's like, what do I like to call you like when we're alone together, and she's like, Molly Wobbles. It's so cute.
So cute.
They're
They are
like,
just like the purest, like most wholesome,
yeah,
just
yeah.
incredible,
You know, when people
like proper
like
mum and
slap
dad.
around relationship goals, I think they are like true relationship goals. Yeah.
Yeah, they're super sweet.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
is there anything you'd like to say about Molly and Arthur?
Not really. Besides their, oh, is it Molly who comes from a big pure blood family, or are they both? Are they both from
Oh,
pure blood families?
is Molly Weasley a pureblood? Yeah, she's pureblood. And then Arthur. This
I
is
think
just
Arthur
from
might be
the
too.
Wikia though. He's
Yeah,
pureblood
that's
as
true.
well.
Because they're like blood traitors. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, they're
So
like
I
the
kind of I
biggest blood
love a
traitors ever.
yeah, I love a rebellious. I don't know.
Well, I
They're
like
just
that they're rebellious without actually being very rebellious.
yeah, yeah.
Like, it's
They're
just
not
that
like
Arthur likes
angsty.
muggle things.
Yeah.
He's a fan. Then Molly is just a nice person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I thought we could like I've got like some questions that we could like go over. I thought like maybe because we've like had like a large Facebook group, which I won't mention the name of, opinion, we should like give our own opinions on like our favorite couple, our least favorite couple that's canon.
Yeah. Okay.
So do you, and I think we should go in the books because that's like the most canon of the canon.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Um,
Okay.
so what do you want to? I don't really know.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'd say favourite probably Harry and Ginny.
Yeah, I have to
I think that's because
agree.
I love Harry and I just want him to be
Yeah,
happy.
yeah, and Ginny respects him so much
Yeah,
without
and it's
like
not.
being like a without being a simp.
Yeah, he because she begins like really creepy and like fangirly, and then
Yeah.
eventually gets over that, and they just have like a cool
Well, that was what
kind of
like
bantery
Hermione's
dynamic.
like she goes to Hermione for like advice on how to get Harry, and Hermione was just like get over him basically. She's
Yeah.
like you don't like you can't. Oh, the kitchen door is open and it's really dark and it's creeping me out. Um, she was like, "You're being creepy. Let it go." Basically.
Yeah. And then she ends up just like, when she just is herself, she's like super cool.
Yeah, and I think she realizes as well that Harry is just Harry. Like he's
Yeah,
just a
yeah,
person.
yeah.
I think she needed that kind of dating experience and being apart from liking Harry to realize that he's not an animal in a zoo.
Least favourite. See, I the only ones I can think of are ones where like in my mind the character is gay, so it just feels wrong.
Oh, okay. So
Like Tonks and Remus, because in my mind Remus is like super gay. So I'm just
so
like, why is he
yeah,
dating Tonks?
I feel like with Wolfstar, I agree that if I don't know why, but when I have like a ship, I'm like, one of them is gay and one of them is bi.
Me too. Yeah.
And in Wolfstar, Remus is the gay one and Sirius is the bi one.
Because in my mind, Sirius and Marlene McKinnon had a thing before
Oh, who's Marlene
Wolfstar
McKinnon?
really.
I don't
She's like a
remember.
non-character who
Oh,
the
okay.
fandom has made a character.
Oh, okay,
She's
right.
mentioned like twice in the book. She's in the big photo that Harry gets.
Oh, okay.
And she has been created by the fandom to basically be like a kind of, she's like a blonde, feisty. She's like female Sirius but blonde,
Right.
basically.
Okay. Oh yeah, I can get behind that.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I'd probably say they're my least favorite. They're my least favorite just because of that kind of almost like mental block in my own kind of like I say, like almost personal canon. It just it doesn't fit with my version of the characters.
Yeah, and as we've said, like their relationship is kind of messed up as well.
Yeah. Although I do really love, I've seen Teddy and Victoire. Well, I mean they're in the book, aren't they?
Yes!
Wait, they're a canon couple.
They are, and I
Yeah.
didn't like. I think it's just because it's like, well, they're not really talked about,
No.
but they are a canon couple, and I love them so much.
Yeah. So I am kind of glad that
I was really tempted as well to include Cursed Child because I don't know whether like this is a super like mainstream one, and this is not because I'm a Drarry shipper, but I do really like Severus and Scorpius. No,
Yeah.
Albus and Scorpius.
Oh yeah. Not Severus
Sorry, I don't
and
know why. I don't know why I said Severus, not Severus and Scorpius. But yeah, just because
Yeah.
when I was reading Cursed Child, I was like, they're just dating.
Yeah.
I was like,
They're
it's
just
like
so gay.
I don't care whether it's not canon. They're just dating.
It, like, yeah, there's no other way
It's
to
so
read that
obvious.
script.
Yeah. Like when
Yeah.
people say, "Oh, I ship Albus and Scorpius," I'm like, yeah, join the rest of the
Duh.
world.
Yeah, like there's yeah.
Yeah. But like,
So that's my only reason for liking, not my only reason, but kind of my only reason for liking Tonks and Remus is that they created Teddy, which creates Teddy
and
Victoire.
Victoire, which is like one of my like favorite non-mentioned couples,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
only mentioned once couples. Yeah.
What would you say is your favourite?
Yeah, I mean, I have to go with Harry and Ginny, don't I? Although I want to go with like a really niche one as well and call up Hagrid and Olymp. Because not just because like, oh, they're both giants and it works. But I really like their dynamic together. I think Hagrid is like a really nice mellow, just like go with the flow kind of person, and Olymp is like this fiery, feisty woman. And I just think their relationship is just really cute.
It is really sweet.
I just want to say though, I really hate the scene when she picks something out of her beard and like licks off. Oh, it's so gross.
No.
It
Oh, I
reminds
forgot
me of
about that.
you know, have you ever read The Twits by
The
Roald
twits,
Dahl?
yes.
It reminds
It's
me of
gross.
that
It's
book
gross.
so
I
much.
thought you were going to talk about when they're dancing and his hands like slowly drift down her.
No,
and she, like,
I love that.
no, I was like, what? You don't like that bit?
I
And she,
love
like,
that
pick-
bit.
And he's kind of like, Oh, yeah, okay. It's really sweet.
Yeah. And then least favorite. I mean, I don't know. Probably Ron and Lavender.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
Um. Yeah, they just don't. They're just not. They're just no.
They're not, yeah, I almost don't count them because
Yeah, there wasn't a
it's just,
serious relationship.
no.
Or like Dumbledore and Grindelwald, like people are like I feel like a lot of people say, "Oh, it's really cute," but actually their relationship is super screwed
No.
up and weird.
It's,
Um
yeah.
yeah. I don't like Dumbledore or Grindelwald because I'm like I just want Dumbledore to be happy and like I feel like a running thing in number 7 is that Harry discovering that Dumbledore is super sad all the time.
Yeah.
Mainly
See,
because of his messed up
I don't
relationships.
really like Dumbledore,
No,
but I can forgive him for all the horrible stuff he does. Not forgive him, but like, you understand why he does strange
empathize with him.
stuff because he had an awful
Yeah.
life.
Well, yeah, and I feel like one of the only reasons, I mean, I think he was very big-headed and up himself, but Grindelwald really like takes that and brings it up to 1,000.
Yeah.
And I feel like if he just went with somebody who wasn't like that, like I know they're nowhere near in age, but like if he and Newt Scamander were together, I feel like he would be a lot healthier person.
Yeah.
Um, Not I don't know whether Newt Scamander is gay, but I was just like pulling someone out there. Yeah, so I feel I don't want to blame Grindelwald for all of Dumbledore's problems, but I think he is the root of a lot of his problems.
Yeah. I agree.
But I mean, it's obvious from his relationship with Arberforth that he wasn't great.
No.
But I think he could have been like a lot nicer, a lot quicker had he not been with Grindelwald.
I agree. I'm with you on that. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I
Okay,
think
that
that's
makes
probably my
sense.
least favorite. Apart from like characters that I just don't like Petunia and Vernon, but I actually really
Right.
like their relationship.
I think we talked about that in the like film, like overall film episode, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think their relationship is kind of weird and cute.
Like sweet, yeah.
Yeah. Oh dear. Maybe we should like talk about our maybe our like least favorite and favorite book to film adaptations
Oh,
of
okay.
relationships, and I think I
Let's
know
go.
immediately what both of our least favorite one is gonna
Okay.
be.
Yeah. I mean,
Do we even need to
the
say it?
yeah. Harry and Ginny were awful.
They were like,
They were
who is in a relationship like that? It's so weird. It's so
so
weird.
strange. And I think it's because the writing for both characters
It's
was
so
not
bland.
quite right. Yeah, bland,
Yeah.
exactly. They were both very bland characters, which for Harry, like, kind of works because you want your main character to be very, like, basic and relatable.
Yeah, and like stereotypical like goody goody hero.
Yeah, and Ginny's just, like, not really much of a character, so they didn't have, like, time to write her much depth.
I wish
And then
like
when you
J.K.
try-
Rowling is like, dude, they're gonna be together. She's a super
Right.
important character. Like,
Right. Yeah, and that's the problem is that they weren't written with much depth, which is kind of okay individually, but when you try to then like make it so that they're in a relationship, it's like like
What do
both
they
of them,
have?
what
Like,
what attracts one to the
yeah,
other
I feel like
when
in the
they're so
films,
bland?
like the couple I was rooting for was Harry and Luna. You know, they
Yeah,
had way more on-screen chemistry than
yeah,
Harry and Ginny.
yeah. It was so
Even though I could
awkward.
never see that, but anyway.
No.
Yeah, and like, can we talk about the first kiss? Like in the books, I feel like I want to go out, I want to go and get the book and read it to everyone. It's so good.
Yeah. And
Do
it's
you,
right after a Quidditch match
yeah, do you
as
want to
well.
explain what the like about the kiss and how they kissed in the
So
book?
they was it when both Ginny and Harry were on the Quidditch team?
Yeah, and Harry
And
was in detention.
oh,
Harry's in detention from Snape,
Right.
and Ginny had to be Seeker.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Harry gets back to the common room.
Hmm.
Oh, it's so good. I
So
love the
good.
Gryffindor parties. I wish they did more Gryffindor parties in the
Yeah,
films.
yeah. I really love like it's so annoying because they're the best one is like when Ron and Lavender get together, and I feel like
Yeah.
the vibe in that scene is just like, yeah, Gryffindor, like
Yeah.
it's so good, but it's like
Mm.
Ron and Lavender, so it's like, ugh.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
that, like, Ron and Lavender's first kiss should have been Harry and Ginny's first
Yeah.
kiss.
Basically. Yeah. Um. It. Yeah.
And it's so good because the whole book, Harry is constantly like, I don't know whether I can go out with Ginny because it'll weird Ron out.
Hmm.
He's such a
There's
good
this huge
friend.
build up
Yeah, and
to it.
then Ginny is just like waiting for Harry to get over himself. And then like they kind of like move closer together, and then he bursts through the Gryffindor room, and he's just like
Hmm.
she maybe I should go and read it. Like maybe I should
Yeah.
get it
Maybe
and
go
read it.
grab it.
Okay,
I
I'll
think
go
you
and
should
grab
because we
it.
can't do it justice.
Yeah.
Oh, now I feel pressure. I said this last time. I feel pressure. I hope you don't hear me. I'm gonna make a song. Harry and Ginny, they're the best couple, but not in the films because they're really.
I almost got Order of the Phoenix then.
Oh.
I always mistake this for being in five because five is my favorite like Harry book.
Right.
Um, right.
I just love them both so much.
I
If I think
know.
about it too hard, it makes me want to cry because I just love them, and
Me
they're not even
too.
real.
Yeah. I think yeah, I every time I read number six, I go through it and I look for all of the Harry and Ginny moments. And then on the Harry and Ginny kiss page, I fold down the whole page to like a complete right angle.
Oh, yep, page 4.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
Sectum
it's right at the
Sempra.
end. Right at the end of Sectum Sempra.
Wow, it's really late.
Yeah.
427. Oh, that's so depressing. No wonder I don't like this book because I have to wait so ruddy long. Do you want to read it? You have it.
No, you read it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I'm blushing.
So just turn into a Harry Ginny episode.
Yeah, maybe we should. Oh, here we go. Okay, right. Okay, finally found it. Here we go. This is Harry. He hesitated outside the crowded great hall, then ran up the marble staircase whether blah blah. I'm not reading this very well because I'm so excited. Then ran up the marble staircase. Whether Gryffindor had won or lost, the team usually celebrated or commiserated in their own common room. Quid agis? He said tentatively to the fat lady, wondering what he would find inside. Her expression was unreadable as she replied, "You'll see." And she swung forwards. I love. Can we just like have a bit of an appreciation for fat lady here? I feel like she's like, oh
She's one of my
yeah,
favourite. Yeah.
yeah.
She's great.
I feel like her and her friend, what is it?
Violet?
Violet. They like
Maybe?
secretly like plot to like, oh, I think those two are gonna get together.
Yeah.
Um, a roar of celebration erupted from the hall behind her. Harry gaped as people began to scream at the sight of him. Several hands pulled him into the room. "We won!" yelled Ron, bounding into sight and brandishing the silver cup at Harry. "We won! 450 to 140! We won!" Harry looked around. There was Ginny, running towards him. She had a hard, blazing look in her face as she threw her arms around him, and without thinking, without planning it, without worrying about the fact that 50 people were watching, Harry kissed her. After, after several long moments, or it might have been half an hour, or possibly several sunlit days, they broke apart. The room had gone very quiet. Then several people wolf whistled, and there was an outbreak of nervous giggling. I feel like this is where J.K. Rowling works so well, is like teen, just teenage,
Awkwardness.
yeah, teenage
Yeah.
situations. Harry looked over the top of Ginny's head to see Dean Thomas holding a shattered glass in his hand and Romilda Vane looking as though she might throw something. Hermione was beaming, but Harry's eyes sought Ron. At last he found him, still clutching the cup and wearing an expression appropriate to having been clubbed over the head. For a fraction of a second they looked at each other, then Ron gave a tiny jerk of the head that Harry understood to mean, well, if you must. The creature in his chest roaring in triumph, Harry grinned down at Ginny and gestured wordlessly out of the portrait hole. A long walk in the grounds seemed indicated, during which, if they had time, they might discuss the match. I never got the implications of that last sentence until like maybe 2 years ago. I was like, oh my.
Yeah, no, reading it as like a 10-year-old, I was like, oh, cute. You go on a little walk.
And now I'm like, ee.
Yeah, Harry.
You know, we were
My
talking
man.
about that person who does the really good Harry comics.
Yeah, I was just
I
thinking
love,
about
yeah.
that.
And maybe I should link to that. I love how it's just random and fleeting and like an
Yeah.
explosion of emotions.
Yeah,
But then in the
it's
film,
very like hormone-fueled teenage
yeah, like euphoric.
romance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whereas in the film, it's just,
it's weird.
it's awkward. Like, it's
Yeah.
like, you know, the Harry and Cho one, like,
Mm.
touch each other. Like, what are you doing? Like,
It's so
usually
gross,
when
it's
you're
so uncomfortable.
kissing someone, you're in an embrace. Like, not just
Yeah.
like,
I think what's weird about it is that in the book it's so like instinctive and sudden,
yeah.
and that fits
And I
their
feel like
characters
it's
so well,
a good,
and it
like, I
fits.
don't want to sound like a massive pervert, but I feel like it's like a good proper snog.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
just kind of like and it fits the whole narrative of them like
Yeah.
not being, and Harry not wanting to because of Ron.
Yeah.
But it's weird because in the film it feels so planned, and it feels like Ginny's been like, oh, I'm gonna take him to this
Yeah.
place so that I can
Like,
like
I
have
know
a
that
quick
you're
kiss.
into
Like
me.
yeah,
Whereas in
it
the
doesn't.
book, she was like, I think he's into me, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. And Harry's all like, oh, like, but like there are better guys, and like, oh, I can't because of Ron and blah blah blah. And
Yeah.
it's just this moment where it's just like they're so
Yeah.
happy, and
Yeah.
they just see each other, and it just
Whereas
happens.
in the film, it's like, I'm with this person. Okay, I'll kiss Harry because I tied his shoelace and I fed him some mince pie, and that's why I should be with him.
I forgot that was before.
I hate those moments so much.
It's so weird. It's so uncomfortable.
Yeah. Open up, you. No,
So
just
then-
get out, leave.
Although I do love when Ginny comes in and sits down, and then Mr. Weasley kind of like plops the pillow and is like,
Yeah.
and stands up and leaves.
Yeah,
Like, that's great.
I do love that, and I love the moment in number 7 when they're kissing and George is like, morning.
It's almost like other people awkwardly reacting to
Yeah.
their relationship is the best bit of their relationship
Yeah,
in the films.
definitely. Yeah.
Well, that's our least favourite. Do you have a favourite?
I don't know.
I feel like the films didn't do a great job of romance overall.
Yeah, I kind
Like,
of
Molly and
agree.
Arthur are okay, but
Yeah, but you don't really get a lot of them.
no.
I feel like, right, Hermione and Crumb is quite a strong one.
Really?
I quite like Hermione and Crumb in the films.
In the
like,
films?
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
just find
it's
that
just
line
like
where she talks about
he's not
Victor's more of a
particularly
physical being.
loquacious.
yeah.
That's like one of the reasons why I like it, because it's like it's awkward. Like she doesn't want to talk about her
Oh, it's
relationship
kind of
with
like
Harry.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
I suppose
I-
she is like 14.
yeah.
Oh, and he's 18.
Well, like Roman is 7
17.
years older than me.
Yeah, but 14 and 17.
I know. Yeah, that's
That's a
true.
legal adult in the wizarding world.
Yeah, that's true.
it's odd.
It's weird, but I do like them as a dynamic. I really like their personalities together. I like that they
Yeah.
carry on like writing letters
Oh,
to each other.
I
It's
was just
so
about to say,
cute.
I do think it's really sweet how they like stay Oh, wasn't he at, because he was at Bill and Blair's wedding.
Yeah,
I
and
completely
he and
forgot about
he
that.
and he like wants to hit on Ginny, and
Yeah.
Harry is like he's in disguise, and he's
Yeah.
and he's like, no, you don't want her. Her boyfriend is like really big and jealous and angry and
Yeah.
so funny.
Oh. I do quite, yeah.
I
They're
think it's
kind of
probably
cute.
just because I really like Victor. I really like Victor Crumb.
Mm.
And
But
I really
I
like
don't know.
Hermione.
I don't know if they do it. Well, I guess it's kind of cute. Oh, you know, it's quite cute. Apart from the weird beard thing, I do quite like Hagrid and Maxine.
Yeah, yeah,
Like that kind of,
that's true.
like him with the bunches and like the big flower
Oh yeah, he's like trying to like slick his
buttonhole.
hair back
Yeah.
and Hagrid,
I
have you
think with
combed your hair?
yeah, with the time they had in the fourth film, I think that was quite sweet.
Yeah, yeah, I do agree. I really like as well, like in the fourth film, how Fred asks Angelina to the Yule Ball.
Yeah, it's
I love
very
that.
in character.
Yeah, I don't know which Phelps twin plays Fred.
Fred is James.
James. Yeah, I feel like he did really, really well with that. Like the
Mm.
with the like
The
motioning,
dancing,
yeah,
yeah.
motioning dancing.
And then they're like wink down to Ron. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
hey, I can do it. You better hurry up.
yeah. Yeah, but overall, I think like because if you're gonna do the films justice, the
Mm.
relationships aren't the most important
No,
bit about
yeah.
Harry Potter.
They could do quite easily like fall.
Hmm.
What's the phrase? Fall to the wayside.
Oh, yeah, hmm.
They just kind of like almost naturally just sort of just yeah yeah. They just aren't super important. But I
Yeah.
think it's the right thing to like kind of miss out a
Oh,
bit.
yeah, definitely. Although, like, that's the kind of thing that people, like, that a lot of people are universally into, but then it's like, if you're into
Mm.
Harry Potter, you want the Harry Potter bits, not the relationship bits.
Right.
And if you want the
Yeah.
relationship bits, read the books.
Yeah. Yeah. I am
Or
kind of
go
glad they
read some
didn't do that. I
fan
mean, they do
fiction
it
or
a little
something.
bit with the sixth one, but
Uh-huh.
I'm kind of glad they didn't. I feel like a lot of movies force in like a romantic subplot, and it just makes
Yeah.
it really weird
I
and
mean,
awkward.
mentioning the sixth one, I do think, although it's like a non-relationship, I do think they do Ron and Lavender really well.
Yeah.
Like
Well, yeah, the
the
sixth
girl who
one they
plays
did
Lavender
as
is like
she's
I
amazing.
who plays her? Lavender Brown.
Jessie Cage, I think.
Yeah, Jessie
Jessica Cage.
Cave. Cave.
Cave.
Yeah. She's like so perfect
Yeah.
in every way.
Yeah.
Like
She's
just the right
amazing.
amount of like cringe
Mhm. Mhm. It's
and
so
like
good.
annoyance as well.
Yeah.
She's so annoying. Yeah. I'm sure she's lovely in real life.
No, that's the thing. I follow her on Instagram because she's kind of like a she's like a hippie like artist type
Uh-huh.
person. She's like the
Oh, maybe
furthest
I
from
should
lavender
follow her
you
on
could get.
Instagram.
She wears like double plaits and like big chunky glasses.
Yeah, I just saw
Um,
her on Google Images.
right, yeah, which is kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean that's the thing. The sixth one they kind of decided to make that like a rom-com, which
Yeah.
is fine. But then the sixth one is like weird because then it suddenly becomes really dark and like people are dying and
Yeah, like
it
I
like
love the
messes up the
sixth
tone.
one, but yeah, I do agree. Like me and Roman, I can't remember when it was, but we decided to like watch Harry Potter like one a day for 7 days. But no,
Mm.
sorry, for 8 days. Um,
Mhm.
and for the sixth one, I was like, oh, this is a great movie. And then it just went, bam, it's dark.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and it's like, what? And then like even the funny bits are kind of weird. I never really liked like I like Slughorn. I really like the way it's portrayed, but it's just kind of surreal. Like you're like that whole
Yeah.
movie is like it's like you're high and watching it.
Yeah.
Even though
Yeah,
I've never
it's
been high, just to
that's what
clarify.
you imagine being high would
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
like.
it's watching the
I
sixth
honestly, you're
film.
probably not wrong. It's a strange movie, and it's not like some of my favorite movies are movies that have like I won't give examples, but movies that have like a sudden like change in tone. Obviously, I won't give examples because that will spoil the movies. But it's like it's an
But that's
intentional
like
change of tone that makes the
intentional.
movies work. This is just like
Yeah,
a mess.
yeah,
This is
yeah.
turning into a sixth film review now.
Yeah. I feel like though, just to say like the book is kind of like that as well, but just because it's
That's true.
longer, it just kind of works.
Yeah, you can have time to like transition from
Uh-huh.
one to the other.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Okay, back to talking about romantic relationships. Let me see.
Should we talk about like non-canon
Oh yeah, yeah.
relationships that we
Okay.
either wanted or like basically are canon?
Yeah, I don't know whether there's any that I wanted apart from as we've talked about, like with Harry and Hermione and Ron, being just with
With other
random
people.
people. Yeah.
Yeah. Are there any that you like hate
Any
that are
ships
quite
that I
popular?
hate? Well, I mean, I could say like Snarry, but I think that's
Oh,
obvious.
yeah. To be fair,
I'd
Draco and anyone,
oh
especially like
oh, how
Hermione
come?
and even Harry, because Hermione particularly, he just
Yeah, I
like
used to when I
constantly
was
bullies her.
yeah, when I was a overly religious very awkward teenager. I didn't I was initially like intrigued. My one of my close friends like was like I really like Drarry, and I think you would too because you really seem to like enemies to lovers kind of relationships. And I was like, I don't know. And she was like, if you feel weird about reading about that kind of relationship, read Hermione. And I was like, oh, okay, I can get behind that. I apologize for my terrible teenage self views. And I was like, it kind of works, but not really. Like, Hermione, she's just not like, I don't feel like she would be ready to take any of Draco's crap, to say
Yeah.
a slightly bad word. Whereas the reason why, like, a lot of people ship Drarry for just the, for getting it on.
Yeah.
I mainly like Harry and Draco because I feel like their characteristics just kind of go together. That's just in my opinion though, like, and that's probably because the fan fictions are like showing Draco in a more
Yeah.
positive
See,
light.
that's what I was gonna say. Is a lot of
Yeah.
these like non-canon
Yeah.
relationships are a lot of it's built on people's interpretations of characters that aren't how they behave in the books or the
Yeah.
films, which
Yeah.
is fine because I do
But
that like
like
all the time. That's like the whole
yeah.
basis of a lot of my a lot of my
Yeah.
ships that I like. But
Yeah. I would say though that I really hate Drarry fan fictions where Draco is like really, really nice. I
yeah,
really can't. I'm like, no. Like, I
yeah,
feel like if, like, I feel weird saying this because it's just not canon in any way, shape, or form. But if Harry and Draco were to ever be in a relationship, it would be a very, like, feisty, kind of
yeah, like kind of
jokey.
toxic.
Well,
Possibly. Like, well, I think okay,
I,
like canon Harry and Draco.
yeah, okay.
Not that that would ever
I
happen with
feel
canon
like
Harry and
they
Draco.
would help each other. So one of the reasons why I like it is because I feel like they would help each other heal quite well because they've both been very, very affected and in very
Yeah,
different ways. And I like,
I
I really like reading ones where Draco finds out that Harry was like abused as a child and he has just no idea and he's like, "Whoa, what?"
yeah,
And Harry learns more about Draco's past and they just kind of like almost I like them as friends. Like,
No, I like the idea of them kind of reconnecting
yeah,
as like
just
dads.
becoming like, yeah, dad bros.
Yeah, yeah, like they have barbecues together.
Yeah, and probably because their sons are totally gay for each other.
Yeah. Oh, at the wedding.
I
Oh,
know. Oh, that would be so good.
yeah. No, I love them as like father-in-laws to each other's
Yeah.
children and like having to navigate that, but
Yeah.
not
I really enjoy that too.
not
And
not as a couple personally.
well, yeah, I can see that. Like, there are ones that I really hate as well, but I can't think of any.
Who?
I can't think of any right now. But I know I've definitely like seen people like list like, oh, I like this, and I'm like, ew. But I can't think.
I'm trying to think of ones that aren't
I'm
like,
just gonna
because there are
Google
some that are
like
like very blatantly like
popular.
awful, like I mean obviously like Harry and Snape, but like it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
plain gross. But yeah, no, like ones that could potentially happen that are just strange.
Okay, so I'm gonna say I've just Googled top 20 Harry Potter ships. Shall I just read it out? So this is on
Yeah, just do like
mugglenet.com.
quick fire.
Yeah, okay.
Just do quick fire and we'll say yes or
Oh,
no.
these are canon as well as I'll skip the canon ones.
Okay, okay.
So there's Harry and Hermione.
No.
No, and that's one that I really don't like.
Yeah.
Draco and Hermione we've already gone over. We
Nope.
both don't really like that. Draco and Harry have gone over. Remus and Sirius.
Whoop, whoop.
Yes,
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you know another one that is like it's so non-canon because like the characters themselves are barely canon is
Yeah.
Marlene McKinnon, as I've said before, and I think her name is Dorcas. I don't even know her name, but
Oh, okay.
they're two
See,
members of the
I wish I was like more like internety with Harry Potter when I was a teenager,
right.
but I didn't really like go into it a lot when I was a teenager. I guess because I was still reading them when I was, started reading them when I was
Yeah,
14, so.
yeah.
But
They're basically
I'm
just
like
two members of
living
the
through
Order of the
you.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
And I don't know, in my mind, how do you feel about this is one of the ones that's like kind of canon, but Snape and Lily.
No,
Okay,
no.
good.
I hate it. I hate it, and I don't like when people say like, "Oh, it definitely happened." And I'm one of those people who are like, "It definitely didn't." But
Yeah.
I can't say that. Maybe something did happen, and I don't mind that if something ever did happen. But I don't like them as like a yes, they should be together for time and all
Yeah.
eternity.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also, though, on that
Oh,
point, I really hate it when people say, "Oh no, of course they're not together because Snape's so ugly." Like, of course, Lily
oh my
wouldn't be
god.
into someone like Snape. I've heard that before, and I'm like, first of all, everyone deserves love. Second of all, everyone has a type. And
Also,
everyone's types
I
are like a
don't,
spectrum.
and I don't imagine Snape to be that like in terms of like conventional attractiveness. Like he's not. It's not that he's like
He's neither ugly or
ugly.
attractive. He just
He
doesn't
just
care about
doesn't
his
take care of himself. Yeah,
appearance.
exactly. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And I feel like
How
as
do
a
you feel about
teenager, he would
Lily?
be less. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Well, I just, yeah, you were gonna say like
I was just gonna
less.
say, I feel like he would be less greasy as a teenager.
Yeah. No, that's kind of what I was getting at. I agree with that. I was just gonna say, how do you feel about? I see some people saying Lily and Remus as a couple.
I can see why people would say that totally, but I don't like it.
I
I feel
love
like
their
they're
friendship. I imagine in my
yeah,
mind.
yeah, totally, yeah. And as well, like Lily and oh my gosh, Sirius's friendship.
Right? Yeah.
I feel like those like discounting Wormtail, I feel like those people would like really work well together.
Yeah.
Um, I really like have you ever seen any of Vera 13's fan fictions of Lily and James?
Nope. I
Oh,
don't. I don't really read
you
fan
should look them
fiction.
up. You should look at them up right now. It's just fan art. It's
Okay.
just fan art.
Oh. Oh wait.
Did I
You
say
know, I
fan
actually will look
fiction?
them up right now. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
What is it?
VIRIA,
Yeah.
Vera, and then 13 right afterwards, and just do Lily and James, or like even
VIR.
like Marauders. VIRIA,
Hmm.
and then 13.
Oh, 13.
Like first of all,
Marauders. Oh,
her
I'm so excited. I just
yeah,
love them so much.
I
Ah.
know. Like I don't know what have you typed in?
Marauders.
Okay, I'll type that in too so I can say like, oh, this one's cool. First of all, her art is just to die for.
Mm.
Okay, so there should be one. One of my favorite ones is when James is, oh yeah, here we go. Is when James is on his broomstick and he like flies up mid-game to go and kiss Lily on the stands.
Let me.
It's so funny.
Oh yeah.
It's so cute.
Oh, that is really cute.
And I like as well they do she does if you scroll down to one, two, three, the third row and the third picture from the left, like Lily's like walking past and James is like trying to like ruffle up his hair and they're like making fun
Yeah.
of him. It's so good.
Uh,
It's really cute. I'll write to link some of her stuff
mm.
because she was someone that I followed on DeviantArt when DeviantArt
Mhm.
was cool. Um,
Nice.
right, shall I carry on with the list?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Luna and Neville.
Cute for like a few months, but they like Luna's too like extreme for Neville.
Yeah.
Like
Neville is way
actually,
too vanilla.
I don't think Neville would even really. I think he'd like look up to her.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd like
But not
find her
like,
attractive
this
though.
would work in a
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Um, I know instantly what you're going to say about this one. Dean and Seamus.
Ah! I can't believe we haven't. That was a strange noise. I can't
I
believe we haven't talked about
know.
them already. I feel like we haven't mentioned them because they just are. They are
Yeah.
canon. They're like
They're one of those
there's
ones
nothing
where
to say.
if you're on the internet regularly and you like Harry
Mm,
Potter, they're just
mm.
like you can't say that they're not in a relationship because everyone will
Uh,
disagree with you.
yeah, it's just so obvious. Yeah.
Yeah, that's already said. We've talked a little bit about Scorpius and Albus, but that's just
Hmm.
kind of like yeah, like duh. Um, Teddy
Yeah,
and Vic.
they're like Dean and Seamus basically
Yeah,
for the second generation.
yeah. Teddy and Victoire we've talked about.
Hmm.
I really love that. Vera 13 has done some fan art of Teddy and Victoire as well, actually.
Oh.
Oh yeah, Fred and Hermione.
Oh my gosh, I love Fred and
Yes,
Hermione. I
me
completely forgot
too.
until just now. I love them. I love them. I
Yeah,
love them.
me too.
I love
And
them.
I know exactly why people ship them, and it's because of that one scene when they crowd around her and she's like reading her book, and it's just I don't
Hmm.
know what it is. Like their chemistry is so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Maybe they were
Yeah.
dating at the time, like James and Emma. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's weird because it's like not supposed to be like
No,
in that one
they
moment they have
didn't
more
intend it
chemistry
at all.
than like
The
Harry and
Ron and
Ginny
Hermione.
over the whole series.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, no, I although
I ship it. I don't ship it like a yes, that totally should have happened, but I ship it as
hmm,
like a I can totally see that happening and I really
yeah,
like it.
yeah.
Yeah. I feel like Fred, they're both just they're the right kind of opposite.
Mm, hmm.
Whereas
Yeah.
Hermione and Ron are the wrong kind of opposite.
Yeah.
They're a volatile opposite, whereas
Yeah.
Hermione's kind of, she has her like neurotic kind of ways.
Hmm. They
Um,
would like tease each other, but like
yeah,
not like
but
how Ron and Hermione like
Ron just has
bicker.
no patience whatsoever for that kind of thing.
Hmm. Hmm.
And that's why they bicker so much. And I think Fred is a lot more patient with that kind of thing and just
Mm.
finds it amusing.
Yeah.
I feel like that is an unintentional one in the books as well. Like,
Mm.
when they're trying to like do Weasley's Wizard Wheezes and they're like trying to give Neville a canary cream.
Yeah.
Um,
And Hermione's like shutting them down, and
yeah, and Fred's just
yeah.
like amused.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I completely forgot about them, but
yeah. Oh, I forgot about this one, Luna and Ginny.
hmm.
I
No, you know who I have seen? Ginny and Cho,
oh,
which
uh
I don't know.
I don't know about either of those
See,
because I don't see maybe because I ship Ginny and Harry so much I just don't
hmm
see Ginny as anything but straight.
I don't think Ginny just doesn't give me straight vibes.
Okay.
Maybe like bisexual, whatever. Cho is so like aggressively heterosexual.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean
Like,
I
which
could
is
lean for
like
Ginny, but
fine.
like
Like, I'm not
Cho, no.
heterophobic, but yeah,
Yeah.
Cho is like straight.
Like
Like,
it's not
yeah,
a bad thing to like I'm very overly straight.
yeah.
I hope
But
not in
like,
a toxic kind of way, but like
no,
I
Cho is
can't.
just
Yeah.
not,
Yeah.
not, yeah, not even
I
a
think
little bit
like
gay.
one part of me is really not liking Luna and Ginny at the moment because the fan art in this thing is like sorry for the artist, but it's not good. It's really weird.
Oh, hmm.
Um anyway.
See, I feel like I like gay Ginny, but
Hmm.
I can't ship her with anyone else because I just love her with Harry.
Yeah. Yeah. I like Ginny and Luna as friends. I
Mm,
don't think that they
I don't
particularly.
think they would work as a relationship.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think they would be really like, well, they are. They're really great friends. Um,
Mm,
so Snape and Lily.
nice. No.
Yeah. Like, how do you feel about Snape's? I don't even call it love at this point. Like, complete
Mm,
obsession over Lily.
obsession. Yeah,
It's
no, it's
unhealthy.
an obsession and it's weird and it's creepy
Yeah,
and I don't like it. I don't like
yeah,
him.
yeah. Same. Oh gosh, no.
I
Bellatrix
love
and
seeing. Oh! I was just
Bellatrix
gonna
and
say I
Voldemort.
love seeing your reactions before you before I know what it is.
Yeah, but
Um, I mean,
yeah, Bellatrix and
awful,
Voldemort.
obviously.
Yeah, like I mean,
What is so
Voldemort.
funny? What's so funny is that it was a joke in a Harry Potter
Hmm.
musical, and
Yeah,
then
and I
like
didn't even like it in that. In that,
no, it was weird and
it
creepy in
was
that, and
weird
that
and
was a joke.
creepy. Yeah, I actually, in a Harry Potter music, not in a Harry Potter at all, obviously, but in a
Mm.
Harry Potter musical, I hardcore ship Voldemort and Quirrell.
And Quirrell more, yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah,
are
me
so good
too.
together in the Harry Potter
Hmm.
musical, not in
Yeah,
Harry Potter. Ew, in Harry
no,
Potter, but
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
In Harry
I
Potter,
mean, like
it would be
pairing
strange because
Voldemort with
he's
anyone just doesn't make any
yeah,
sense
yeah,
because
yeah.
he is incapable of loving.
That's the whole point.
That's the whole
And
point of his
like
character. Like,
Bellatrix has this like extreme love and like devotion and like I guess obsession with
A
him.
and B, she's already married. Like she's I think it's assumed that she's happily married because they're both Death Eaters. They're both like
Wait, who's she married to?
um I
Oh,
can't remember what
Rodolphus
Rodolphus,
Lestrange.
yeah, and they're both
Yeah, I forgot about that.
they're both
Yeah,
crazy. They're both in
I
Azkaban
forgot she
together.
was married.
Yeah,
I was forget about
exactly.
Rodolphus.
But I can see it
Yeah,
like
no,
if Voldemort was
it's a
like
no from me.
yeah. But I can see it from Bellatrix's side, but not from
Mm,
Voldemort's side.
mhm, mhm.
And like
No.
even Bellatrix's side, I can see it from like a I'm devoted to you as a follower,
Mm-hmm.
so yes, I'll do
Mm-hmm.
it, but not as a
Mm.
romantic.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't ship them.
No, no. Here's an interesting one that I've never heard of before in my life.
Oh, I
Is
bet I have.
probably is Lucius and Snape.
Oh no, I haven't heard of that. That's weird. I don't like it.
It's
No.
kind of weird.
I feel
Yeah.
like Lucius is also like another character who's like super straight.
True, yeah. Although um I will not name what it is, but one of my favorite Drarry comics passes up Lucius as bi, and I love it so much, but it's like not Lucius at all.
Yeah.
Um
No, that's the thing. I love when like fan art, fan fiction, like
yeah.
just kind of general, like so much. I keep saying this, but so much of like my version of Harry Potter is not at all the original
Yes.
characters and
I
what's
mean,
originally in the
like,
text.
I feel like I say this all the time, but that's why I like Draco. It's because it's my version of Draco.
Right, right.
Yeah. It's the Draco that I imagine him being after it all ends.
Right, right. But Lucius and Snape, I don't think there's any saving that.
Yeah.
I don't think any. Yeah, that's a
Um,
strange one.
Hermione and Ginny.
Mm, no,
I mean,
I don't
the
see it.
gift they put in this one for this one is like sending me weird vibes. I'm kind of into it. And it's a gif from when they both see Cedric for the first time and they kind of
Oh,
side glance each other.
yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
But it's weird
No, I
because
just.
Ginny is technically 12 in that. So,
Oh,
or
yeah.
is she 13?
Oh no, she's
13,
13.
yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, she's 13.
She's only a year
13
behind, isn't
turning
she?
14.
Yeah. Yeah, she's only a year behind.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
but
like the best
yeah,
way.
again, like
I just.
Hermione, I can see Ginny as bi, but I can't see Hermione as anything but straight, to be
No,
honest.
yeah, again. Hermione. No, in my mind, Hermione is the, like, really passionate, like, ally, but just, like, gets
Hmm.
the wrong idea and, like, doesn't really do a
Yeah.
very good job of
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's the vibe I get.
I
Like, with
feel like
Spew.
that's me.
Yeah.
I hope I do. I hope I do
She's
a
like
good
all the
job,
spirit, but
but
it's
like
like, oh, what? There's a phrase
execution
that's like,
not great.
yeah, that's the vibe I get from Hermione. So like,
Yeah.
oh, I can imagine like Ginny, say Ginny is Jenny, who's Jenny? Say Ginny is gay and she like comes out to Hermione the first time, and Hermione's like super excited and like really like happy that she's like got a, you know, a
Yeah.
gay. Um, that's the vibe I get from Hermione and their
Yeah.
dynamic.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. I feel like Hermione is, as you say, like overly accepting of just
Mm.
everyone doing their own thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, and Ginny actually, but I feel like
Yeah,
Ginny would just do
more
it
chill
better.
about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that one. Luna and Hermione.
Oh no, no.
Yeah, no. Oh, and that's it for that list.
Oh,
I can't find. It's
I
like
think we've.
500 ships in Harry Potter. I'm like, no thanks. I
I
don't
think
want
we've
that
covered
many.
most of them. To be fair.
Yeah, yeah.
Um.
Did you know one of the actors who played sorry to take it back to Albus and Scorpius, but I think it's the actor who played Albus, but I can't remember. One of the actors who played Albus or Scorpius totally shipped them
I
100%.
think it is Scorpius. I think I've seen that.
Oh, okay.
I've definitely seen one of them, whichever one it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
which is
love that.
amazing.
Yeah,
I
I
love
love
when
it.
you have like non-canon ships where the actors are like the
Yeah,
biggest shippers
yeah.
of them,
Same. I love that.
which
It
makes it so much
shows.
better because
Yeah.
like they, because they know it, they're like acting it a little bit.
Hmm.
I read somewhere that Devon Murray and I can't remember the guy who plays Dean Thomas thought they were dating, but I don't know if that's just
Thought
I
him
don't know if that's
and
just
Seamus were dating.
yeah, but I don't know if that's just like fans making stuff up.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that kind of thing because fans do over-exaggerate things all the time.
Yeah.
Like we always like we're saying, oh, Dean and Seamus is just obvious, but to a lot of people it's like, what? Why?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. What's your like so I've talked about my favorite Harry Potter ship. Is yours Wolfstar?
Like non-canon.
Yeah.
Um, I mean,
Well, like you can talk about some of the what like is there any that we haven't mentioned that you really like?
I don't think so. I love Wolfstar
Yeah.
personally. I just think they're because they both come from kind of like such like they both have such horrible like backstories, I
Yeah.
suppose, and like you know just the dynamic of it's like I don't know, it's like a tragic kind of like they found each other at a time when they needed someone and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just pretty great. I just think
Yeah.
I think it's real nice. Who else
Yeah.
non-canon? Let me think. Who have I been like rambling about? I don't know. Well, I mean, I guess Dean and James technically aren't canon, so them, I suppose. I'm trying to think of like more because there are some really obscure ones.
There
that
are
I quite
really
like.
obscure ones. I mean, there's a big Regulus Black thing at the moment. Do people ship him with anyone?
Not as far as I'm aware.
No, okay.
Oh, you know, this isn't non-canon. This is canon, but Ted Tonks and Andromeda Black are like the cutest.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love them. I
They're
love
so
them so
cute.
much.
They're so like normal.
Yeah, yeah.
They're just like two
Which
regular
I
people.
love. Yeah, I really like that because is it Andromeda? Yeah,
Yeah.
Andromeda comes from such a not normal family
Yeah.
and like
I
culture.
don't know how she ended up like that.
No. And so
Probably
like then
Ted.
marrying a muggle and like settling down.
Yeah.
And the idea of her looking so much like Bellatrix.
Yes.
I love it. There's a really good series that's on TikTok that they are moving onto YouTube, I think. And it's this family who are their grandma has this like big old house with like turrets and like secret passageways and stuff that's quite Hogwartsy. And they're doing a series of like the Black family. So the first episode was like Bellatrix, Andromeda, and oh my gosh, Narcissa.
Ooh, I need to find
we
these
should link,
right
we
now.
should link this
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Put to link this. And now like loads of people are getting introduced, and like now Sirius is getting introduced. And at the moment it's just like very short and snappy, like 15 seconds, like very simple because obviously it's on TikTok. But I'm really excited for them to like move
What
onto
do
YouTube.
I type? What do I type
I'm trying
in?
to. I wonder. Hang on, let me Google it because I don't want to like disturb the recording on my phone. Oh no, not Black families on TikTok. The Noble House of Black. Oh yeah, that's the series. Okay,
By Kylo Squash.
I think so. Let me just check. I think that's like a compilation. Oh yeah, this is it.
Okay, I'll look it up on YouTube because I'm not on TikTok.
If you
And I feel like that's a more friendly platform to link to as well.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, and this is, I'm pretty sure that this the channel is that's the like the girl who posts them, that's her channel, so
Sasha Sloan.
yeah, that's the one. They're really cool. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen the James and Lily Evans one. Okay, I'm gonna need to be binging all of these tomorrow. But
Noble House of Black series part 1 to 3. Can I watch that? Oh, yes I can. Okay, I'm gonna link. I will link the first part. It's like TikToks 1 to 3 on that, and I will watch it immediately. Well, not immediately because we're podding right now, but podding. That should be a verb.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I can't remember why I was going on about that, but
I can't remember either, to be honest.
Ted and Andromeda and how
Oh
she looks so
yeah.
much like Bellatrix. And basically, I thought I was just going to say like I mean, it's not really casting because it's like a family. But the casting for Andromeda and Bellatrix is really good because I thought it was the same sister playing her in different makeup and costumes,
Right.
but it's not. They just look really similar.
Ah.
So that's really good. I don't know.
Yeah. I wish we saw Andromeda because, like,
Yeah, me too.
we all know that Helena Bonham Carter is like a goddess. Well, I think so anyway. I
Yeah.
think she's beautiful. And it's just such a shame because it's like Bellatrix is so beautiful, but she's just lost all sense of self. Um,
Okay,
I don't know. I don't know how
here's a
to
question then. Do
describe
you
it.
think if they had Andromeda in the films, do you think they should have cast a different actress or had like Helena Bonham Carter in like makeup and like prosthetics to make her look different?
I don't know because they're not twins.
No.
And I really hated it when they did that with I know it's not exactly the same thing, but when they did it with Albus's brother, Arberforth,
Oh, right.
they took a guy and they put a mask of Michael Gambon on his face.
What? I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's a
They
bit
take
weird.
like a rubber mask of Michael
Oh,
Gambon, and they
that's
kind
very
of change it
strange.
a little bit, and then they just
I
whack it
quite
on
liked
somebody's
Aberforth
face.
though.
I
I didn't
liked
realize.
him.
I didn't realize they did that.
Yeah, I liked him, but I really hate the prosthetics. I don't like how they look at all. I find them very
I didn't
disturbing.
even notice.
Oh,
That's really
okay.
strange.
Maybe I don't like them. Like maybe I only noticed them
Because you
because
know they're there.
yeah.
I'll
I
have
don't
to
know.
look at that next time.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think I would. Not many people look like Bellatrix. Like not many people look like Helena Bonham Carter. She has a very unique look. So I
Oh,
think
actually, I don't
I
want
would.
to. I don't want to say because it'll spoil the movie. But there's a movie where there are people who look similar. That's like the plot, and they have an actor in prosthetics playing the other actor, and like
Right.
honestly, they pull it off for for the first 5 minutes. I was like, wait, hang on, is that a different? No, it can't be a different actor. It looks. Wait, hang on, what is it? But
Yeah.
then it definitely is the same guy. But
Right.
so I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I think. I think you just. In an ideal world, I would want a different actress. But I think Bellatrix. I don't know why I keep calling her Bellatrix. I think Helena Bonham Carter would do an incredible job.
Yeah, but playing a
Um,
different person.
yeah, I've seen her in
Although
like normal roles
normal
before,
roles.
and she does really well. So
I think they could, in terms of having it in the film, they could do. I think they could do it well because in the book she's like kind of in the shadows. They could have her like in the shadows a bit and just have sort of like curly hair
yeah,
and have Harry being like, "Oh my god, it's Bellatrix,"
yeah.
and then have her come out of the shadows and look like a little bit similar.
Well, yeah, because that's the reaction that Harry has. He like
Yeah,
immediately
exactly.
tries to take out her wand, his wand and try and attack her, and she's like, "No, no, I know I look exactly the same, but I'm not that person."
Yeah,
That must be so awkward for her to
yeah.
deal with all the time. Yeah.
Especially since she's like tried to get away from
Yeah.
that family and like
Yeah.
culture.
It's like, I feel so sorry for George that he looks exactly like his dead brother. Like, that's so depressing.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I see all these like kind of headcanons of him like always dyeing his hair and like never having red hair so he doesn't see
Yeah.
Fred. Oh, it's so
Yeah.
sad.
It is sad.
Okay, so just to wrap up then, where we're talking about the films and how well the films did of conveying the books, the main place where we see the kind of final relationships in both the books and the films is the 19 years later
Hmm.
chapter slash epilogue in the books and the films.
Yeah.
So, what do you think?
Um, I'm.
First off, okay, right off the bat, the 19 years later epilogue in the book, that chapter is one of my favourite bits of the whole series. I
Yes.
love reading it. I
Yes.
love it so much.
I really like it. I think it wraps it up really well without having to
Yeah.
like it's not overdone.
Yeah, it's
And
like really fun and like,
yeah, I
yeah.
really hate like obviously everyone's complaint is Albus's name.
Oh,
Like
okay, no,
what?
let's talk about that for a second. What? Hmm? What?
Why?
The two
And
men that
everyone's
like
like
emotionally
joking.
I can't say manipulated, but emotionally
Yeah,
manipulated you.
yeah.
No.
Everyone's always joking like he should be called like Hagrid Dobby.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Okay, actually, I heard a headcanon that the reason he is called, okay, this is my one reason for sort of accepting it.
okay.
I heard a headcanon that the reason that Albus is called Albus is because George was trying to encourage all of his siblings to name their children more first names beginning with vowels so he could spell things out during family photos on the Weasley jumpers.
I love that.
And so I'm like, okay, I'll let it slide. But then, like, could be Arthur, could be,
I
I don't know,
know.
who
Like,
else has
I
got,
one
like,
of the reasons
vowels?
why I don't like it is that like where was Ginny saying this?
It's so annoying.
Yeah. So here's my one thing that I can kind of like say all right to the Albus Severus thing is
Mm.
I've just seen it recently. I think it was today actually, just
Hmm.
randomly. I read a thing about Albus happening upon Snape's portrait and
Oh.
Snape saying like, "Oh, you're one of Potter's spawn, aren't you?"
Mm.
And he's like, "Oh, yeah," kind of awkwardly, and then he's like, "My name's Severus." Severus, like, no, he's like, "Oh, my name's Albus Severus. What's your name? Like, who are you?" And he's like, and Severus kind of smiles and is like, "Oh, that's so sweet." And he's like, "My name's Severus." And he like meets the person that like I really like the idea of Severus finally like accepting that there's something good about him. Like one of the saddest things about
Mm.
Severus is he just doesn't care about himself at all.
Yeah.
And it's
I
not
didn't feel
like
that bad for Snape, though. I'm a bit
no, I
Snape
don't
hater.
feel bad for him at all, but I kind of
But I
like
no, I see where you're coming from of like
yeah, that
it
he's
giving
like,
him that
"Oh,
moment
Harry
of
did care." Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, and I feel like Harry does have a gift for like accepting the unacceptable.
Mm. But of all the people,
I
of all
know,
the
I
people.
know, like I really feel like his name should be Arthur. I totally agree. Like I
Mm.
totally didn't think about that. Um, what else? What else could he have been named? Lupin?
Yeah, Lupin.
Just
I
something
mean,
random like
Rubius. Oh yeah, just like a nice name.
yeah,
I'm not named after anyone.
yeah,
They just like the name Lucy.
yeah.
Like just
There's the
just
same
name your
with
kids a
well,
nice name.
Matilda's technically named after someone, but like we didn't read Matilda and go, we must name our child this.
Right,
Like we
right.
saw it on a list and thought, ah,
Mm.
that works well because we like the story.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, yeah. So
Also,
anyway,
I feel like I need to mention the
mhm.
questionable special effects makeup they had to make them look.
I
They're supposed to be just. Oh wait, it's like
It's 19
30.
years later. It's
How old are they
19.
supposed to be? Oh no, they're like 40 something.
So 19, what's 19 plus 17?
Oh, it's only. Hang on. 36.
But
No.
last year I had 37.
No, 46. Oh my gosh.
I swear they're
10
quite young.
plus 10 is 20.
Shall I just do a
36.
calculator?
No, they're 36. They're supposed to be 36 years old.
Yeah.
And they look
so old.
especially Malfoy, he looks battered.
I think
He's got
the
like
worst.
a plaited ponytail.
Yeah, I quite like his ponytail.
No, I hate it. It's awful.
I like it. I
It's so
don't like
scrawny.
it, but I like it because it's just so
Funny.
wrong. Yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said, and I don't actually with the plait. I think it's so weird that he would have long hair like his father. Like, I would
No,
have thought that
exactly.
he would like try and escape anything to
Maybe
do
it's
with his
long
father.
hair like his mother.
Yeah, yeah, that's why he plaits it because it's like what his mum used to do. I could see him with like an Elsa kind of vibe. That would be cool. But yeah, I feel like one of the worst ones is Emma. Well,
Really?
Emma and Rupert really like.
No, I
Rupert
don't
has this
think
like
Emma looks
pot
too bad.
belly.
I think she. Hang on, I'm gonna Google it real quick.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
maybe I'm just because she's with Rupert because Rupert has this like weird pot belly. It's just weird.
Well, no. Hang on, I'm looking at the photos.
Yeah, I'm looking them up too. Yeah, Rupert like Ron is like he has
He
this
looks
big belly. What's going on?
I actually don't think Harry looks too bad.
No, I think
Ron
Harry
looks
is one
really
of the better
strange
ones.
because he looks too young to look that old. I know that doesn't make any sense.
No, it makes perfect sense. I totally get what you're saying.
It just doesn't look right.
Yeah, actually, Hermione doesn't look too bad.
No, I think Hermione's is probably the best.
Yeah, Ginny's is weird. She just looks too much. I mean, for
She just
film
looks kinda
Ginny,
fake.
yeah, for film Ginny, she looks great.
Yeah,
But
yeah, that's the thing. She looks like a middle-aged woman. I know she isn't. I mean, they're not even middle-aged. They're 36.
she's too much of a mum.
Yeah,
Like
and I think Ginny would stay a bit kind of
youthful.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially at 36. Malfoy is awful.
He looks very
so-
strange. He looks,
so
you
bad.
know who he looks like? Bill Bailey.
Oh my gosh, he does. Oh, wait, that's so true. He really does. Oh my goodness, he really does. That's spot on.
There's this picture that I'm looking at that's like 3 images, and then it's like them putting makeup on him in a makeup room, and then a front shot of him, and that front shot just looks so much like like Bill Bailey.
Yeah, no, I see the one you mean. It
Yeah.
really does. Oh
It's
dear.
weird, and like
It just looks so. He looks so. They just look so much older than 36.
yeah. Oh, I just saw an image of
Um,
Draco in Cursed Child. He looks cool in Cursed Child.
Oh yeah, I let me Google actually. But then he has long hair, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does have long hair, but it's kind of
But I kind
cooler.
of like it. I remember looking at the cast photos. It's like, yeah, no, he looks kind of cool. I love the photos of him with. Although wait, here he's got like a little bit of like a. Do you remember in the kind of early, like late 2000s, early 2010s when people would comb back their hair into a ponytail and like push it forward so it did a little poof over the
Yes,
top?
I did that
He's
so
kind of-
often.
Kind of got that going on, and it's.
Oh
really
yeah.
odd.
Yeah, but I kind of like it. It's a vibe. Anyway, so
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where it annoys me that, like, with Rose and Hermione, like,
Mm,
you got your coat, you got your bag, like, she's a
yeah,
mini Hermione, and it just perpetuates that
yeah,
even more, and I really dislike it.
yeah. I
Um,
agree.
and like, I don't know why, but I just don't. All of their relationships, even Harry and Ginny, well, but Harry and Ginny in the film are just wrong. Um, I just don't like it. And seeing it
Mm,
19 years later, I'm just like, ew. No.
yeah, I feel like the
And
film
Albus
particularly.
looks way too old, by the way. That's something that's really annoys me. He does not look like,
Albus.
yeah, he does not look 11.
Mm, you
To
mean
me,
in
I don't know. In the
in the
19 years
films?
later, yeah. I don't think he looks 11 at all. I think he looks around 13. Which I know might not seem a big difference, but with when you're in the teenage years, it
Mm,
does make a
I'm
difference.
just googling. Hang on. Yeah, he was probably about 13 during filming. I just googled the actor's date of
Oh,
birth
there you
and the
go.
release date of Deathly Hallows. He was
Yeah,
13.
there
Um,
you go.
although you only see the back of his head.
What? Who? Albus?
Yeah,
You
in the
see
actual
like
movie.
you see like a whole front shot of his face. He has a line.
No, he doesn't. Not in the movie.
Are we
Not
talking
in the
about the
final
same
cut.
person? Yeah,
Oh
he does. Are
no,
we talking about
I was thinking Scorpion. I was like, you do not see him. You see the back of his head.
Yeah.
Okay, no, yeah, I agree that the casting for all the children was awful.
Yeah. No,
It was
actually, I like Harry's daughter Lily. I like
meh,
her. She's all right, but
meh.
yeah. But yeah, the
I didn't
others,
think it was great.
yeah.
Uh,
I mean, for how easy it would have been, like just to get a random ginger girl.
yeah, yeah. Well, so in conclusion, we hate it all. Is
Well,
what
I
we'll
guess
say.
we'll go in more in depth as well if we ever finish it. But
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, for
Right.
now, I think we can safely say that we don't like the 19 years later bit. And
In
as
the
like a
films.
conclusion of like, here's where they all are, like
Mm,
here's how their relationships are.
mm.
I don't like it in the
It
films
does
at
still make
all.
me very emotional. But to be honest, like they had to do the 19 years later because people would go mad if they didn't.
Yeah.
But that end shot
When
of them
people
all
were
on the
like,
bridge
yeah,
is
when,
like so much better.
yeah, yeah. When people were disputing like, oh, they might not do the 19, I'm like, they're totally doing the 19 years later.
Hmm.
They would be mad not to.
Yeah, because people would be fuming. They'd
Hmm.
be so angry.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Sorry, you mentioned the shot on a bridge,
Mm.
and I just can't visualize that at all. Even though I
Like at
said
the
yeah.
end of the like before the 19 years later, when Harry breaks the wand, and then
Oh
it's like
yeah.
you know
Hmm.
like fades to black, and it's like okay,
Yeah.
it's over. They did it.
It kind of feels like a sigh of relief.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Um,
feel like the 19 years later should have been an after credits.
I agree. I agree. Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
I'm a big fan.
Or
I'm
like
a
a mid.
huge fan of after credits.
Me too. Or like a
After the
when
main
it's kind of
credits,
like
but
a
before
after the
them.
main credits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Before
in
the like
some
rolling.
Marvel movies that they do
Hmm.
like two after credits
Two.
bits and it's like,
Hmm.
oh, I've been blessed.
Yeah. 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 No, I've never thought about that before, but I agree with that. I think that would have been so much better.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, I think that concludes this episode of Potterwatch from
Hmm.
page to screen.
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 Keep twiddling those dials. Keep each other safe. Keep faith.
Good
Good
night.
night. It's almost how old you are, Lucy. I'm Elizabeth.
Oh, you froze like missed whatever you messed up on.
Oh, okay.
But it's
I was
fine.
like,
I'll find out with everyone else.
I said, I was like, oh, it's episode 16. It's almost as old as you are.
Oh, okay.
And then it's just silence.
Okay.
Gotta get back to Hog. Oh, I was about to like
Gotta get back to school.